Hey guys, it's Austin. A little bit about myself. I enrolled in SPSCC about a year ago for the FEST program, and I've loved it so far. It's a great program. Anyone who's interested in fire service, I recommend it. I moved down to Olympia from Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon's a beautiful place. We got the tulip fields. It's up by Mount Baker. Mount Baker has a lot of great hikes, and as well as the snow sports. It's just snow sports are so expensive. I never really got into them, and so I take that back. I did get into them, but once I had to pay my own way, that changed a little bit. So one of the things I did today was the understanding the complexities of gender. I watched that video. I thought it was a interesting video. Some of his examples I don't really think I agree with today. I don't think they're entirely applicable, but at the same time, because I think today we're very progressive in the way that we portray sexuality and gender, and that they're different things. I think it's interesting that he decided to do the entire video in a poem format, all rhyming. I thought it definitely wasn't necessary, but it, whatever floats his boat, I guess. So as far as biological sex versus gender, this is something that I don't care about really a whole lot. I think that a person is born a man or a woman, and the society does expect them to fulfill those roles, but of course they're going to be a certain degree of manliness or womanness. We can't all be Bruce Wayne, you know what I'm saying? And so I mean, I wish I was Bruce Wayne. Pretty sweet. But there's I meet a lot of guys that hey, they're not as macho as the stereotypical guy would be, and that's fine. I'm not opposed to them. I'm not going to treat them any different, but it is interesting seeing the difference, between all the different people out there. And it's true that I feel like guys are discriminated against a lot more for being gay or being more feminine, but also girls are masculine a decent amount of the time as well. And I actually, for me personally, I find that kind of attractive. I think it's cool, when a girl can bro down with you a little bit, or she can she works out, lift some weights. That's fucking cool. Excuse my language. Then also the difference in how people express masculinity, right? So one guy can think it's really cool that he's out, lifting weights and doing that, and then other guys can think it's cool to be out hunting, to be out, shooting guns. And so that's a cool, I feel like it's just different cultures. Some people are raised in a very city, urban culture. Other people are raised in a very suburban culture. Not suburban culture, very country culture. That's kind of how I was raised, in a country culture. A lot more guns. You have to go get your food. You can't go down to the store. Well, you can, but when you can go out and hunt it, kill it, I mean, that's more fun anyway. And so, that probably didn't score me any points with, anyway. I also took the AIT test that I took was the Alcohol Brief Implicit Association test. And my results, it said I have little to no difference in identifying with abstaining or drinking. What inspired me to take this test is that my girlfriend and my family have expressed that they think that I drink too much, I think that they think that I drink more than I do, but just because they'd kind of expressed that to me, I was interested to take the test when I saw it, and it said that I don't really lean one way or the other toward abstinence or drinking. And I'm not sure that's really a good thing, but I mean, it's definitely not a bad thing. Uh, Basically, I'd just as soon be drunk as sober, and I could absolutely agree with that. I think it's probably true. But I think it's not really a bad thing to like alcohol and to like drinking. I think when it really becomes a negative is when someone lets drinking and lets alcohol rule their lives, and they let that become a priority in their lives. Um, I have an uncle who that's been a problem for him. It's been I wish I could say it's been a battle, but he hasn't really fought it, and it's kind of just it's overtaken his life, and it's been sad to watch that decline and watch the way that someone's life can go downhill so rapidly when it's got. I feel like uh, being addicted to a substance like drugs or alcohol is just a catalyst to whatever's going wrong in your life already. And then also, I took a look at the privilege page, and it really, it kind of, like, it kind of vibed with me well, because growing up, my family was very unique. We didn't have a lot of money, but we lived in a very nice house. We lived on a lake, actually. But basically what had happened is my dad was a partner in a construction business, and the other partner was stealing from the company. And once, he found out about that, of course, they shut things down, and they ended up, after selling their assets and everything, in debt, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And instead of going bankrupt, they just worked through the debt and paid it off slowly but surely. But the downside to that is most of my childhood was spent during that period where we were really paying off the lump sum of that debt. At the time, anyone I think would prefer to have whatever nice new toys, have everything given to them. But in hindsight, I am really glad that my family was put through that trial, because you just can't learn the discipline and the value of a dollar without having to go out and work and having to go out and earn things on your own. I didn't have an allowance. I couldn't work around the house for money. I went and I mowed lawns for the neighbors. When you have to, because I never had to provide for myself. It's not like our fridge was ever empty. My parents were great, beyond a doubt. I've said that earlier, and I'll say it again. My parents are absolutely awesome. They've really helped make me into who I am today, and I'm happy with that. But just the fact that, because you look at like rich kids, right? The stereotypical rich kid, and they just haven't had to work for anything. And when you're working side by side with them, it's like they expect for a good job to just happen without them having to do something for it. And I think that having that entitlement can really hurt you in the long run. And I'm just really glad that I never developed that, because I feel like it would have hindered me significantly, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I had been just expecting things to fall in my lap. I've never had anything fall in my lap. I've had to work for it, and I'm glad I've had to work for it. It's taught me lessons. It's got me where I am today. And so, you know, as far as privilege goes, privilege, I feel like some people are more privileged, some people are less privileged, but it really comes down to, like, how much you've had to work for what you have, I feel. And a lot of times someone's political views also will change depending on that, and I think that has a lot to do with, you know, their upbringing and their work ethic. I think those things go hand in hand. So anyway, you guys have a good week. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.